And aloha. Welcome to a very special show today. It's called Prosperity and Flourishing with Tao Calligrapher and Tao business person, Master Cecilia Lu. We also have Malia here in the studio. I am really thrilled and excited about the show today. Master Cecilia is doing a wonderful workshop tonight, and I don't think there's ever been a workshop like this workshop before on Maui. We have a lot of workshops here.
Yes, we do.
But nothing like this one. Master Cecilia Lu is the Grandmaster of Tao Calligraphy and a global traveling teacher of the Tao Academy, and she's here for 3 days doing a workshop starting tonight. There's going to be a special talk tonight, and then also the workshop on Saturday and Sunday. And I'm very thrilled about this opportunity for people to see this. This is sponsored by the Satori Family Wellness Center and Shenkeijing
Shenkeijing.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And the talk tonight, explain to people exactly where it is, and if they wanted to sign up, we'll tell at the beginning and end where that is.
Great.
And how they sign up for that.
Thank you, Cindy, for inviting us and for allowing us to share this information. The event tonight will be open to the public. It is free. It is at 111 Kane Street. It's Seichinoye, right across from Kahului Foodland. So it's very easy to find, lots of parking. So we welcome everyone to be there with us tonight from 6 to 8:30.
And then Kahului Foodland that's down there just past Sears?
Yes, just past Sears.
Okay.
Yes, so it's it's easy to find. And then on the weekend, Saturday, it will be from 10 to 6 p.m., Sunday from 11 to 7.
Great.
Yes.
And tonight is free. So I am thrilled to have you here. You were born in China, northern China, and you've been traveling to now lately America and to Germany, and you do amazing calligraphy. We were just talking before the show began about the art of calligraphy, and I have always had an appreciation for it because it truly, I think it goes beyond words. I think it's a universal language, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for inviting me here. I have been living in 3 continents and 3 countries in the last 20 years. I was born really originally in China, then had my graduate studies in Germany and US, and including MBAs, and had an opportunity to work for those Fortune 50 companies and being on the executive board. With those,
how did you get that connection? That's pretty. That's a nice connection, right?
It's all it's all prepared for. Everyone is prepared. Everyone have a special gift. Everyone have a special purpose. So how we're born, where we're born, how we're being raised, where we study, where we work. I truly believe it's all prepared for eventually for our purpose in
I
life.
Agree.
Yeah. So this is very special time that if we see that things are changing, naturally, human-wise also, there's meant to have a greater creation, greater meaning of life, greater enlightenment, etc.
But you see, I had not, I'm just realizing in this last month with this conversation with you and with others I've had recently that the business world is now looking for answers and solutions.
Yes.
And I guess you were able to provide some that are beyond just the dollars and cents, some purpose also.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for pointing it out. Absolutely. The business has been utilized in the last centuries and 1,000 years, but yet not so many people truly understand the business or truly utilize in its true purpose. Many people would do the business, have the goal of earning money, and this is one way of living. There's not to say wrong with it, but it's just the business has higher purpose that the people may not realize. Some people may have certain perceptions. Business, it's not good, it's dirty. So it's not everything created for reasons. Business carries actually very high gifts and task as well. What is a task? The task is more utilized, particularly in this time. It's meant to be really for vehicle of service, for the method, for the pathway of creation. So this is what eventually the business want to create. Business is not only the higher business is not only looking at dollars, you know, and those are short-term goals, and that'll be okay. But it has to balance with long-term goal, which is what is a service that we can provide through business, and the business owners, the employees are all in one as together to have a bigger picture, to realize their personal values, their personal reasons of living, their meaning of life, and through business to provide the services, the values, the love, and much more to the communities, to the country, and that's the powerful tool to change the world.
Well, and it's got meaning, and we know that some of the top business people in the banking system kind of went sideways there when they were thrown opportunities to make tons of money, and there was a whole rethinking of what people are doing. And I'm finding a lot of millennials and younger people are really looking for something that has some meaning when they're looking for jobs as well now.
Yeah.
But tell me how the Tao calligraphy and business all tie together in a thread.
Yes, absolutely. So as you said, that there is some turning points already start to appear, that we have been going one direction that really overly utilize the minds and rather short-term focus, and this has to change. So already business, the some arena of business leader already start to have that thinking and at least desire. So this is eventually the direction we want to go with the business. However, the point why I work with many business owners, and they want to change the business in the right direction. And however, I remember when I worked with them, I told them, I said, I will not work with your business until before I start work with you.
Wow.
Because you are the creation of your business. To change your business without changing ourselves, it's nearly impossible, or it's far away. So you can spend tons of hours, and the effect is not really valuable. So business talking about investment, return investment, right? So speaking from
bottom line.
Yeah, right. But still that you want to invest on the right thing. And the best places is always like a repos. Business expansion is like a repos. And we have to find the center core of the business. So the center core of that business, any particular business, are the business owner, are the business leaders, because they're driving the waves to expand, and also the purpose of the business of that organization. Everything has a soul. So does business. Business also has a soul.
I haven't thought about that, but I believe in everyone has a soul.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really put the two and two together, that a business has a soul.
Yes, it was also it wasn't came to me like when I was born. I already knew. No, I didn't. But I knew that when younger ages, like 10, and so I was already very interested in business. A number of years ago, there was during meditation. I was meditating, and suddenly the soul of business came to me. And
soft business.
The soul of business.
The soul of business came to you in meditation?
Yes, during my meditation.
Really?
And she told me that she said that she was so sad because there's so many people misunderstood her. They think she is just money, she's manipulative, she's has only the dollar sign in it. She said she's actually interested in none of those. Her only reason of existence, her only purpose is for service. That's
Wow.
what she wants to empower the people, the business to do.
Wow, this is so powerful. If you just tuned in, I'm talking to an amazing lady, Master Cecilia Liu, who's a Grand Master of Tao Calligraphy and a global traveling teacher of the Tao Academy. And you can hear a lot more about this, of course, tonight, because there's going to be a free talk happening tonight, and right there across from Foodland at 111 Kane Street, Kahului. Seishonei-e?
Seichinoye, yes.
Seichinoye. And, I think this is like a revolution. And
Yes.
I've been, when someone tells me the same thing 3 different times in 3 different ways in 3 different places in a week, I'm going, okay, I'm getting a message here, because I was just in New York, and I went to a talk at the UN having to do with how important wellness is for peace and everything. And I went to and had a meeting with someone who's doing what you're saying, and meeting with top business people, Fortune 500, about how to have some kind of values in their business. And now you're saying it. And I think what you're saying is so true and connected to everything. But how do you, having the soul of your business and having this message that's so powerful, find who you want to connect with and go out and find the business people that are receptive to really making sometimes drastic changes?
Yes. I would say many people have the dream to change the world. Especially in Hawaii, Maui, many people in spiritually awakened. However, I would always say that the best places to start to change the world is from ourselves.
And same thing with peace or anything. It has to always start with ourselves. Absolutely. So is this where the calligraphy comes in?
Yes. It's a flow. So, Lita. So a little earlier, I mentioned that the person came to me, wanted me to help her own business, already $1 million, and she want to grow to the next stage, multi-billion, etc. And she also realized, she came to my speech and realized there's higher purpose for business. That's where she felt she was drawn to. I mean, I was working for a number of people of that. I'm pretty sure that they already start have people awakening to listen and hear the message. But as I mentioned, I told her that the first places for me to work with her business is to start work with her. Then how to work with her? How can we change our core? This is where the Tao Calligraphy comes in. Tao Calligraphy is different from any traditional calligraphies. I value all the cultures, all the calligraphies, because all the countries, all the continents that I have lived in, I had honor to speak different languages as well, English, German, Chinese, and every language channels different messages.
It's true, and many in the old Zen tradition, I know in Chinese, are based on some haiku or some old ancient poetry and messages that were given, and the ox comes up a lot sometimes. And and you'll see these ones that come up over and over.
Yeah.
But you showed me one that was just so amazing that I'd never seen calligraphy like this, because it's extremely complex, and it was all done with one stroke without any separation, which showed me immediately, and the thought came to me, wow, well, this is one very, like a new language of an expression of exactly your highest purpose, being able to be put down in strokes of calligraphy beautifully as art, but also with the symbology of what you're about, right?
Yes. So Tao Calligraphy carries a I would say, first from every calligraphy carries its own message from different cultures. Chinese calligraphy carries it's actually carry of all the Chinese ancient wisdoms and cultures. There's 5,000 years Chinese calligraphy histories and more. So if we look at the development of Chinese calligraphy in the last 5,000 years, there is a ramping. There is clearly within the calligraphy development, there is human development in it. And there are 6 traditional Chinese calligraphies, the very different types. And I did a study on that. Also, there is a message with those different types. And those different types, they're actually crossing different timelines. But particularly, I asked, what is the thing drive this development? Eventually what I discovered was what drives the development of all the different type of Chinese calligraphies in 5,000 years was that they look for one thing. They look for the true oneness. They look for be one with ourselves. They look for be one with the heaven, be one with the earth. There is one Chinese saying called 天人合一, heaven, earth, human join as one. So it's actually throughout all the histories, the humans are looking for that, but without even realizing. And there was particular changes. For instance, the last types was the cursive type. The most famous Chinese calligrapher for this type, he's a Zen master. But how does he write this cursive calligraphy? Is he first drink. Very interesting. He drink. The Zen master drink. Very interesting. He drink and then he started to dance. He would dance.
He dances.
Yes, he drink and then he dances, and until the time he cannot find himself anymore, then he started to write. those things are not necessarily found in the history book. When I did
so
connect with his calligraphy when I was meditating with his calligraphy, that's what he showed me.
You know, it's funny in Tibet too, because I've been to Tibet, and the ones that tell the future, the ones that predict the future, they have the masks they put on, the outfits, but they again go into a state. I think they're given certain herbs, and they do dance, and they go into a state, and then they can make predictions from that place, sounding similar to this, but it's not necessarily with calligraphy, but they do, like oracles at that point, right?
Yes, exactly. Why he does so is because he want to get into the state of without himself.
Right, exactly. The Zen state.
Exactly. The Zen state, and also the mind is not there. It's in that flow condition.
Right.
So this is what, in that condition, that comes out the most powerful calligraphy.
It's true, because if I tried to do calligraphy, and you know what, it seems when you look at the lines, it'd be so simple.
Yeah.
But if you ever really and I tried doing this, it takes such art to be able to express what is your highest energy in a few lines.
Yes.
And that's just a few lines. And if you were trying to do it with the Tao, like you explained, it's much more complicated. So it takes much more concentration and release and connection to do it, I would imagine.
I will speak a little bit later about how to do it. And so the Tao calligraphy, it's actually when I studied, did research on the 5,000 years of Chinese calligraphy, when I realized what they're looking for are the ultimate oneness, then I knew that the Tao calligraphy is the solution, is the revolution.
So do you teach your clients, these high-end clients, how to do this calligraphy?
Yes. So those people, they actually come to my calligraphy workshop, and first they thought, okay, how this to do with the business, how this to do with myself, but then they fall in love with it. And why? Because Tao calligraphy, it's different from all the traditional, although it's Chinese calligraphy, but it's different from all the other type of Chinese calligraphies. And it's no longer one stroke by stroke. It's in one stroke, one breath, one qi, one energy. It's all come together to come from beginning to the end.
A higher connection and focus.
Yes, exactly. So in that state, it's come from state of flowing. It come from state of be together with whatever the mental pass through. And so in one way, when we can come into that state, all our being are changing. So why this can link to the business? Because Tao calligraphy, what happens is in traditional, it is art. Tao calligraphy, it's absolute art, but it's way beyond art.
It is.
It's way beyond art. It carries energy from the Tao. What is a Tao? Tao is a way. Tao is a source. Tao is the deepest wisdom. And so that delivered in such a simple way within the Tao calligraphy. So we not only hear about what is the Tao, the very high level teaching, but yet we can embody that, breathe that through our body, through the hand, through the stroke, through the brushes. That's what come out. So it's no longer something we hear. It becomes part of our own being.
Well, it's definitely also, I think, combining what may be left brain and right brain so beautifully together, because sometimes in business you have to stay so focused on the figures and the spreadsheets and the production that you close off the other part. But I think calligraphy could be a beautiful bridge. And again, that's heaven and earth in a way too.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's actually everything at the end of the day, it's about yin-yang.
Yin and yang.
Right, yin yang. Yin presents the moon, the water, the calm energy, and yang presents masculine, the fire, the sun energy. So ultimately, when we can reach yin yang he yi, then yin yang balance. That's where the many deeper pieces and healing would happen. When you actually write on for the left brain and right brain, there also it's about yin yang. Join as one.
That's a good point.
So the right brain is artistic side, is more feminine and more connect to the spiritual part of our own being. The left side is more connect with our mind, more intellectual, etc. So ultimately, for a true business to flourish, or even as a person to flourish, we need to have the yin yang join as one. That when our brain are joined as one, then we also can balance the femininity and masculine within ourselves. from that places, we no longer need to look for solutions or happiness from somewhere else, from somebody else. We can have that peace, that happiness within ourselves. This is what Tao Calligraphy does. Tao Calligraphy is oneness stroke. It's yin-yang stroke. And it's help us to integrate this yin-yang as one. And ultimately, we can find that state within ourselves.
So, do you teach them a little bit of meditation practice so that people can get to that place to do the calligraphy like that?
Yes, we will do meditation. What I found was actually for Tao Calligraphy, writing Tao Calligraphy itself, it's one of the highest meditation.
Yeah.
It's the whole time it's in that meditation. I had practiced meditation for nearly all my life. But I remember before that I used to, especially with the busy lives, with business, oftentimes it would take me a while to get into that peaceful state. Yeah. Sometimes can be 20 minutes. Sometimes, if the day goes not so well, can even longer to come into that peaceful place. And what happens with the Tao Calligraphy is it can take me in a second into that state.
Wow. We like that in business world, right?
Yeah.
Instant. It's right away. Well, this is so fascinating. I really want to encourage people to come tonight, 6 o'clock to 8:30, right here in Kahului, across from Foodland, at 111. Easy number to remember, Kane Street in Kahului, the Satori Family Wellness Center. And is there a website, Malia, that people also may be very curious about? Maybe they may not even make it tonight, but they can find out more about this.
Yes, they can go to the Satori Family Wellness Center.com, and they will find the information there. They can also find us on Facebook, because we'll be Facebooking it live tonight.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes. And you can look up Tao Healing Maui. Master Sha Tao Healing Maui.
And for those, I know it sounds like D, but, I hope you do know it's not Tao with a D,
Tao with a T, yes.
It's a T-A-O. Tao,
Yes.
It looks like Tao, but it's Tao. And that's so nice that they can stream.
Yes.
And you can watch it if you go to Tao Healing Maui.
Yes.
And it'll be streaming. How fabulous.
Yes.
So even if you can't make it tonight,
Watch
you
it.
see it, you still could participate in the workshop this
Yes.
weekend, right?
Yes.
Now, it's a 2-day workshop, and I think you'd probably have to go for both 2 days, because this is something which is really, you're teaching a lot in just 2 days, right?
Yeah, it is. This is amazing. It seems so. It is sometimes we may think that such high level of teaching and practice may take a long time, but actually it's totally opposite. It's totally opposite. The Chinese saying 大道之简, the biggest way, extremely simple. Why this so powerful? Tao business, Tao calligraphy, because it's go to the core, go to the higher source. From that place, it flow down. It's much more effective. But yet the practice is so simple. And I see the people's transformation within 1 day when they practice Tao Calligraphy. Within 2 days, more. Within 3 days, I can see the person's personality shift. The happiness comes in, their calmness comes in, their anger being removed, their emotions being balanced, etc. If you have to do it right away. You have to go with the right teacher. This is very important. This is not something you can just copy at home. It's totally different. You need the teacher. You need the field, you need the spiritual support as well, so you can really learn that in the most effective and fastest way.
It's interesting because in the past, many of the Tao calligraphers were men, and here you are, a master at it and teaching the world in business as a woman. So I love that you're bringing that to it. I think it's fabulous that you've been so successful and been able to change so many people's lives, and thus the business around them, and thus the people who work in the business, and thus the whole community around this work. I think I think there's a sign that things are really changing.
Yeah.
The people now are receptive on it. Maybe the time's really come for this to happen, huh?
Yes, absolutely. It's about the time. There's another Chinese saying, the 物极必反. Everything goes to the extreme. That's the time would go to opposite side. It's so why we call that so many years we technology seems highly developed. Also, our mind are so developed to the extent that we can hardly control our mind anymore. That's a sign it has to go the opposite, which is activate our heart.
Well, I could talk for hours on the subject. I just love talking about this. Malia was the one that told me about you, and I have to thank you, Malia, and the the Satori Family Wellness Center, and Xingqiu Jing Wellness. This is
Xingqiu Jing,
wonderful.
yes.
I always get
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah. But this is beautiful, and you can go and find out more tonight, again, at 111 Connie Street. Is there a number they can call if they want some more
Yes,
information?
they can call 205-6637. Once again, it's 808-205-6637, and they can register with us there, or they can just ask us more questions and learn more.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to meet you and hear
thank
about
you.
your talk, and have a wonderful one. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.